Here by the riverside now. Got everything ready to go. Got the kayak and an oar. Got my easel to set everything up on. Got a couple of canvases primed and ready to go. And my set of paints in a big tackle box. Hopefully that won't sink to the bottom. Now I've got the kayak ready to go in the water. Everything tied down so that worst case nothing falls out and floats off. Should be good to go. It's a beautiful day to be heading down the river. Really couldn't ask for a prettier day to be on the river. This stretch of the Middle River is pretty clean. We've had some good weather recently. This particular stretch of the river runs right under Interstate 81. So it's an interesting juxtaposition of nature, architecture, and industry. You can hear the booming of the trucks as they pass overhead, and the rush of the cars. There's the first island. I'm going to try to make landfall here, set up painting. So I've landed on the island, and I've done a bit of scouting around. I walked all the way around. It's only about a couple hundred square yards of island, and I settled on the far side downstream where I landed. So I drug the kayak around and unloaded everything once I'd picked my spot. So here's the spot I've chosen, looking downstream where a couple of streams roll around the island and converge. And there's a large fallen tree over there, changing the way the water's flowing. So I've got my kayak ashore here, and I've set up my easel and canvas. I'm getting ready to paint. I picked out my scene. It's here in the background. Tried to fit what I can onto this small canvas that I brought along. I think I've got a good idea of what I'm going to do. Got my trusty charcoal pencil here, and I've plotted out what I'm going to lay down on the canvas later. Time to start laying out the paint. I've got cobalt blue hue and a big paintbrush. Start laying out big splotches of color on the canvas here. Gotta go fast. Time to pull out the Big Daddy. Titanium white. Start making some clouds. Making some ripples. Now that the majority of the blocking in is complete, you can really see the structure of the painting coming together. I've added in some of the details in the stream, and you can see my clouds are coming along. It's best to work from background to foreground. You can layer the different colors and textures. When working with acrylic, you can leave time for spaces to dry and then paint over them without having bleed through. Try to figure out when you put the colors down on your canvas, what's casting that shadow? What's casting that dark area? And if you can do that, then your painting becomes a lot more realistic. I usually prefer straight pigments, but sometimes you need to mix a few colors together in order to get the shade or tone that you really are looking for. In this case, I really want to match those rocks back there, so I've mixed a little bit of paint. I just nudged the easel while walking around the island here, and I knocked the painting off the easel. Luckily, I grabbed it before it splattered into the mud. But that goes to show you, be very careful when working in the elements. The moving of the sun really influences how your final painting is going to look, and you're always racing to keep up with the changing colors and light that's in your picture. Whatever palette you choose to use, make sure you bring some paper towels along with you so you can clean up afterwards. Or allow yourself enough time to let the paint dry. That way it won't get all over whatever else you're packing up when you leave. I think I've filled in all the areas that I'm going to do. So this is the finished image here. I've got to cast off now and head for my landing so I can come off the river before the sun sets. Well, I've left the island. I'm making my way downstream to the point where I get out of the river, and I just saw heron friend fly down here in front of me. That's a pretty good end to the day. I think this heron's been with me all day. The river is ever changing, and it looks like since the last time I've been here, we've had a major tree fall across the river, but it looks like we're still navigable here. Beautiful old tree. Just came down in one of the rainstorms. And now my extraction point is coming into view. I'm very excited to get off the river at the end of the day today.